Another receiving room that I also am liking the look of in regards to sustained winning the past number of seasons is the Birmingham Stallions roster when it comes to their wide receiver room. Unfortunately, Davion Davis, one of their top receivers last year, will not be returning to the league, not be returning to the Stallions, as he is up now and will be playing with the Canadian Football League. But they do have some other guys who are returning that were very high on the receiving stat sheet list. Deon Cain is one of those individuals who has not only some NFL experience, but he's been with the Birmingham Stallions for both of their years in existence. For at least that first season, he was in the 2023 USFL championship game. Sorry, that was the second season, not the first one. But he caught 3 touchdown passes, and that was like a big thing for him in 2023. So expect him to keep up with that level of play. And being a dangerous wide receiver for the Stallions moving forward. Another guy that's on the list that played really well for them last season, although he didn't really have that big of a splash. Expect him to come back a little bit better, but it's Marlon Williams. And Marlon Williams played really, really well for them, especially in 2022, so the first season as a Birmingham Stallion. He had the longest reception with a 65-yard touchdown in that championship game in 2022, and throughout that season he finished 3rd in that league, so that kind of level of play in regards to this receiving room and Marlon Williams and Deon Cain, those are 2 guys you want to keep your eye on when watching the Stallions play, especially with this receiver room. Another guy I want to mention who was very influential their first season was Victor Bolden. Now, Victor Bolden kind of played in both spring leagues. In the first season of the USFL, he was on the Stallions roster, and last year he played for the Arlington Renegades in the XFL. He clearly had a better season with Birmingham in 2022. His time with Arlington was not the greatest. But this is also another veteran with Williams and Cain who, when you look at the roster that the Birmingham Stallions have, one thing that kind of exists is these guys have played in the Skip Holtz system. That they're used to this system already, and they all have succeeded, whether that was last year, whether that was 2 years ago. And so expect these kind of veterans guys who are coming back to have a lot of success, especially in this wide receiver room, where we may see the likes of Jamar Smith throwing the ball to them, but we may even see Matt Corral or some of these other guys who are doing well in spring training. So some of those guys, definitely keep your eye out on Williams, Cain, and Bolden, as those are the 3 I would keep my eyes on in terms of the Stallions.
Yeah, I think Marlon Williams potentially has the ability to be a breakout player this year. I know he wasn't the most productive wide receiver on that team, but he came to the USFL straight out of college. So he's a very young guy, is still not the most refined player in the world. If he can keep growing and improving, I think he has a real chance to be something special, because he's kind of one of those bigger guys. He's not really fast. Once he starts to learn like the technicalities of route running and like that sort of thing and creating separation with things other than your speed, I feel like he'll be a much better weapon for them. And I could definitely see him having a big leap this year in terms of productivity.
Thank you for joining us on the Redzone Rodeo podcast.
If you like football and you like having fun, come on down and subscribe and check out our channel for more videos like this one.
No ifs, ands, or buts. This is the best place for your football news.